Hi everyone, I'm back again with another card, and this time I'm making, I don't know what sort of card it's going to be. Thinking of you. It's a new stamp set I bought, and it's by Technique Tuesday, and it's called Growing Wild. So I'm going to do some heat embossing. So first off, I want to mask, well, let's use the embossing pillow first, and then I want to mask it off, so just straightening it up there using a piece of what's it called, post-it tape. And now I'll ink up the stamp with Versamark ink. Then I'm going to cover that with some white embossing ink. I just used that post-it strip tape there so that I could get a straight line. Okay, now I'm going to heat set that. And you know what? I don't like it, but that embossing ink seeped through that post-it tape. Right, what are we going to do about that? I don't like it. Maybe I cut it down here and have the sentiment up there, but I wanted the sentiment underneath it there. Okay, I'm going to put that aside and do another one and come back. So I just repositioned that tape over there, and now I'm going to use some peeled paint, distress ink. And I should get my mat out for this. Okay. And then we'll get some shabby shutters. Alright, we're out of the danger zone now, away from that post-it strip. Okay, now I've got some tumbled glass. Okay, and finally some broken china. So that's it there. Now I want to take a baby wipe that's not quite, well, it's not as wet as it would be had it come straight out of, although it is still a bit wet. You don't want too wet a baby wipe, otherwise it's going to take off the inking that we just did. So I'm just going over the top of them just to wipe off any ink that sort of settled on that white embossing powder. So now, take this tape off, and thank goodness it's nice and clean underneath the area that I want, because this is bigger than what I'm going to be using. So I'm going to cut it down to 4 inches by 5 1/4 and be back. Okay, it's dry enough for me. Let me just get rid of this, and we'll cut this down to, okay, well, I'm making a 4 1/4 by 5 1/4 card because of our paper here. So we cut it down to 3 7/8. But if you were making a standard A2 card in America, you would want it cut down to 4 inches. And then I'm going to have it probably about here. And then this I want to be 5 inches. Okay, so that's what I've got there. So you'd want 4 inches by 5 1/4 if you wanted that matte area around it. Okay, so I've got the stamp, Thinking of You stamp from the W+9 stamp set called Fresh Cut Florals. And I think I'm going to stamp that in VersaFine Onyx Black ink. And that's what it is there. So that's what the card looks like there, but it looks a bit plain, doesn't it? Well, that's okay. Yeah, no, I think once we put it on our card base, it'll look alright. Okay, so I've cut my card base down, and now I'm going to try and centre it on here. There we go. And that's it. I think that's not too bad. I could leave it like that. So then I've got to do the sentiment inside, because I always like to put a sentiment inside. So I'm going to go and have a look for a sentiment and come back. So I'm using a stamp from a Kaisercraft stamp set that I don't really like the look of. At Kaisercraft, the mini ones anyway, really don't stamp that well. You can see there when I've inked it up how thick the U is, the A there, the G, but hey, what can I do? And there you go, so you are in our thoughts. So that's it. Card done. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.